If you have a Bible, let's open it. And hello, everybody down there at Riverview. It's great to have you with us. And hey, I'm speaking about Riverview. Let me tell you, I'm going to lead a field trip down there in a couple weeks. I'm going down to preach at Riverview. I'd love to have any of you who haven't enjoyed a service down there yet to come and join me and just encourage the folks down there. We'd love to see you 2 weeks from now down in Riverview. Next week for those of you down in Riverview. Anyway. And also, just a plea from me. Guys, let's sing praises to God next week together on Father's Day. Come down after the service, meet with Brad. It'll be a great weekend, and it's only once, so relax. It's not like some marketing ploy. But anyway, love. You want to talk about love? I do. And since you don't have a choice, that's what's coming. We started a couple weeks ago discussing this chapter in 1 Corinthians 13 that has a lot to say about love. Did I mention we have a rose? Someone trusted Jesus at starting point last week. Yeah, all right. Back to love. Love is this thing that's at the core of every Christian's life, whether they like it or not. God is love. If God is in us, then we have His love in us, and it's meant to flow out of us. Agreed? Now, but if you're like me, love is a lot of times the last thing you're thinking about. In traffic, in conflict with my wife, or in conflict with anybody, love just kind of takes a back seat. Things like anger, rage, bitterness, reckless driving. These are the things that come in place. Anybody want to share in that emotion? Second that emotion? All right. So love is this fleeting thing. It kind of comes and goes. But we know love is more than a feeling. It's a choice that we make. And so we're talking this summer about making the choice to love. And to love not like the world loves, but to love as God loves. We know from the first week that we were together that we can go out and be the very best Christians that we want to try to be, but if we do Christian things without love, then three things happen. One, we're annoying because people see right through your fake and my fake Christian actions and right to the fact that we're not loving them. People don't care how much we know until they know how much we care. And that's when all the Christian acts start kicking in. When love precedes them, they work. If love is absent, they don't. Agreed? If I do all of these Christian things and I have not love, the Bible tells us there in the second verse of 1 Corinthians 13 that I'm nothing. I am a non-entity. All of my efforts are in vain. And in fact, that's what it says in verse 3, that if I do all these Christian things and have not love, in the grand scheme of God's great continuum, I gain nothing. Nothing is achieved for His kingdom when love is absent from my actions. Oh, we got to love. Last week we talked about how love's patient. And isn't it funny how after I don't know if this is like you, but after you give someone advice or after I preach a message, God's always like, let's see if you really believe that. And so, immediately following our services on Sunday, I pulled out behind Nana. And, she took every turn. Isn't it uncanny? It's like, you're going to my house? Is that what's happening right now? Because you keep turning everywhere I try to turn away from you. But God says, let's see how you really believe in that stuff. But yeah, love is patient. In our relationships, we're supposed to have a long fuse. In our relationships, and in our relationship with God, most of all, we should hope for the best and be willing to wait for the best. But love's not only patient, love's kind. It's meant to be this active kind of thing that we do. It's meant to be seen in how we act. They'll know we are Christians truly by our love. And so if we don't have time, if we're too busy to be kind, then we're not living the love that God intends for us. Wouldn't it be nasty if God was too busy to be kind to us? How many people want to live in that world? No, we need to be like Him. Make space for love to be shown. If you were here last week, you heard me talk about how love is this external act, the kindness side of love, but love is also this internal choice, and that's the discipline side of love. In fact, unless you rewire your insides and calibrate your heart to God's heart and condition yourself to love like He loves on the inside, it's never going to seep out to the outside in your actions. Just isn't going to happen. It has to happen in here first and outside next. That's what we sang this morning, right? So today we're going to go inside again. We're going to deal with the wiring. And we're going to deal in two specific areas as we go into the second half of 1 Corinthians 13, verse 4, where it says, love, or it, does not envy, It does not boast, and it is not proud. We're going to talk about two sides of a coin that have more to do with derailing love with us than perhaps anything else in existence. These two things are envy and pride. Now, here's how you got to understand it. God created us in His image, and He created us to function in a certain way. We are meant to give Him the glory that He deserves, to be submissive to Him, to honor Him, for Him to be the boss, for us to follow. That's how it was supposed to work. Early on in mankind's existence, we kind of messed that up. We decided instead of worshiping God to worship ourselves. We took our eyes off of Him and put them on ourselves. And in doing so, we created this new way of life, a bad way of life, but a life that seeks its source, finds its worth based on other people as opposed to what God thinks about us. A Christian who understands life and truth in it understands that God is my source, that He is the one who determines my worth. But most of the world doesn't function on that standard. We look to each other. I mean, most of you walking into this room, you maybe didn't do it at church, but you'll do it at other functions, coming into work, coming into a social setting of any kind. You'll figure out where you are in the pecking order. It's kind of like an 8th grade dance. Anybody ever go to an 8th grade dance? I mean, you go to an 8th grade dance or a high school lunchroom. I mean, there's the cool part of the room and the dork part of the room, right? The haves and the have-nots. The R's and the wannabes. Yeah, my kids are all in middle school now, dropping them off to the dance and then hearing the reports after. It's the same as it was when I was a kid. When I was a kid in 8th grade, I was a wannabe. I was. It's okay, I was. My wife's laughing at me, but I was. Anyway, I had a headgear, braces, too much acne, okay? I was on the basketball team, so that was in the plus category. But I was an ugly basketball player, so that kind of knocked me down a few notches. So I'd go to the, I'm just telling the truth. Come on, I'm just telling the truth. I'd go to these dances, and there they'd be. The kids, who knows this kid? The kid who's like 14 but looks like he's 22. Anybody know this kid? Right? His knuckles are dragging on the ground. He's huge. He's shaving. You know, he drove to the dance even though his parents, didn't know. And he comes in. He's wearing the latest styles. Back when I was a kid, he had Don Johnson's Miami Vice, jacket and all that stuff. And you know him anyway. He comes in, and it's like a red carpet arrival. The buzz starts. He's here, right? And he doesn't care about anybody or anything. He knows that he's the apex predator. I mean, he's here to eat. And he could go sit in the bathroom. The party would follow him. Why? He's the cool kid. And everybody wants to be around him, and all the boys want to be him. Same thing with a pretty girl. I can't relate as well to that person, but same deal. She comes in, all the girls look at her dress. Oh, look at it. I hate her. Right? Because she's perfect, and she looks, like a model and all that stuff, and all the boys are around her. But then there's the other kids, the wannabes, the one with the headgear. They come in, and they're feeling a little lesser. In fact, when they pull up, their parents have to actually pull them out of the minivan. Come on, Johnny. You got to face this sometime. Get out there. No, I just want to stay home with you, Bob. Let's pop some corn. No, you're going. Now go have a good time. Mwah. And you walk inside. No one notices you. Your other dork friends finally see you. And together the four of you try to find a corner in the gym where you can play Pokemon.